The second game we're going to talk about on this episode is Word Slam.
Designed by Inka and Markus Brand. Nobody drew this game and published by KOSMOS.
There's not very much to draw.
It's a bunch of words.
Yeah, a bunch of words, a little bit of color.
The front of it is not too detailed either. So,
and I will say,
Word Slam.
Player count is 3 to 99, just in case you wanted.
There you go.
To have a big party.
We did not play it with 99 people,
so we don't know.
Yeah, Eric, you want to explain this one?
No, go for it.
Oh, I was going to put him on the spot and see what happened. Now, all right, so Word Slam is basically a game where you play in teams of 2 teams. I don't even know if you can play it with more than that. I don't think it has enough components to do so, right?
No, yeah, it's only like orange versus blue, I think.
Yeah. You have
you can pass it. No, you can't even pass it around.
No.
Two teams.
So you have these 4 decks, and each deck is like a verb, noun, proposition, adjective.
Yeah.
And each deck has that's it. Each card is a word.
Mm-hmm.
Like run, jump, man, woman, all that stuff. And what's happening is one player on each team, if you're familiar with code names, each team's gonna have one person that's designated as like the person who's gonna the question master kind of deal. I don't remember what they call it in this because I didn't read the rule book, but they're gonna pick a card from one of the decks. There's a couple of different decks of difficulties. You're gonna pick one up, and then is there multiple options on it? I can't remember.
There is.
Yeah, and so you roll a die.
Right.
And it'll tell you.
That's how we did it. I forgot the rules for it, but that's how we decided to do it.
You can kind of do it like crosstalk where you both pick something like, what do you think about number 3? No, let's not do that. If you don't decide, you roll it.
Right.
Whatever. The rules might be a little different. It doesn't matter. It's a party game.
Mm-hmm.
Doing anything different on there is probably not that big of a deal.
Right.
Although each card had one that was kind of like a pop culture thing that's
right.
relevant to the current time, like actresses or actors that are out now.
Or movies or stuff like that.
But other than that, everything else is like general things like a coffee pot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to, if you're that person, you're going to say, okay, ready? You say word, the other team says slam, and then you start. The player who knows the word on your team is going to thumb through all these 4 decks to find words that they can put up on these little stands, just so the other team can't see the cards you're picking, or cards. You can play as many cards as you want, and you're basically trying to get your team to guess what the actual word is, or phrase, or whatever, with the idea, or with keeping in mind that the other team can hear everything that you're guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was coffee pot, I might put like container, black, and then you're like, container black, and then you're starting to yell things off or whatever. So that's pretty much the game. If your team gets the correct answer yelled out loud, you keep that card and you play to so many points.
Right.
Which at this point is probably one of those games where you just play until you get bored.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because so in this game, you can get to the point where I think it says play, say, 18 rounds or whatever. But if one team's really doing good, after 10 rounds, one team won on 10, the other team can't catch up. So it's up to you if you want to decide to maybe start over.
Well, I think we said if you got to 13. I think it was 25 rounds. And that's why we said 13 was if you got there, because no one can
yeah, you play 25 rounds, but it's like best out of 25 at that point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What'd you think of this, Matt?
I generally like kind of wordy games like this. It's fun trying to get people to either get in your head or you're trying to get in the other person's head. But it felt really restrictive just because of the words, trying to...
Yeah.
But I guess that's part of the game.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit more clever, per se, to try to get these words out, because you don't have all the words in the dictionary. You have only a certain amount, certain words, and you just have to get to that word by, using other words.
Right. So, I don't know. It was fun for a little bit, but then sometimes it's a little frustrating just because, like I said, you only have a certain amount of words, and it might not even have a word that'll help you at all.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to combine stuff and doing the whole point and stress and, whatever. But
that was cool that you can like gather them up in different little...
You can make a little sentence out of them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I think that they need to change the scoring system. And not that the scoring system actually matters, but I'll tell you why. If they made it to like first to 6 points and each card's worth 1, then you could constantly end the game and feel like, oh, cool, that game was really fast. Let's play it again.
Yeah.
Instead of we're playing one game for 24 rounds or at least up to 13 rounds. You could play it like 6 or 7 times. No, it's probably more like 10 or 15 times. Somebody will win. You can switch everyone up and then do it again.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could do that anyway because it's not like the rules for this are like concrete, like they have to be like this to make the game balanced.
Right.
But I feel like that it would probably make more sense to do it like that. I don't know. What do you think? Is that
maybe that, or at least maybe the harder words, give them
more points?
1, 2, and 3 point values on the cards or something.
That's true.
Maybe something like that to change it up a little bit.
I was looking through the comments on Board Game Geek, and multiple people who rated it 5 or lower said that it's the game of who can get the cards out faster.
It does take some either dexterity or memorizing the decks on where the cards are. So yeah, that is definitely advantageous to you.
Yeah. I kind of at first I was like no, and then I started thinking about it, I was like, I guess yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who could get
the easier cards?
Right, the best cards out faster. So just because me and you know the word and we're trying to go for the same thing, we're not always going to go in the same way.
Yeah.
It was fun to see how the other team was trying to get their team there. Or the other person was trying to get their team there, leading them by the nose and seeing what word arrangement they were using.
Yeah.
So, it had its fun moments, I guess.
It's easier to throw the other team off with guesses in this one than it was with crosstalk.
Oh yeah, Eric, that's what I did. I was like, "Oh, it's a teapot." I'm going to say it's a outer space spaceship.
Yeah.
Well, it is metal. Yeah. So I don't know. It's it was cool. I don't think obviously I think crosstalk is a much better game.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the chaoticness of this one.
Mm-hmm. They're different.
They're pretty different, but they're very similar in structure.
Sure.
It's just they don't play out the same way.
Right.
But I do like that it kind of reminded me of the Sonar.
Oh.
Captain Sonar, where you don't want to just like spout off things real loud.
Right.
Or real fast because the other team's going to hear you and be like, oh, we didn't have this one word out, but now that makes sense why all these other cards, and it propels them a lot quicker than it would you.
Although it was funny whenever you'd make a guess and the other team would be like, where are you getting that from?
Well, yeah.
So then you're questioning on, am I putting out stuff wrong, or what's that person over there doing?
Yeah, that's a fun game. I think this I would say is probably more of a clearance game for me. Like if it was cheap, I would pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to probably. Well, I mean, Eric, you have it, so there's really no need for me to have it. But
Right.
if it was a game we played at a convention or something,
Mm-hmm.
like this would be cool to pick up, but probably not for like full price or whatever.
Yeah, especially if you have another game that's pretty similar. Like you said, you have crosstalk.
Well, and code names.
Yeah, so it probably scratches the same itch. It's not same enough where you can't have both of them. But
yeah, if you want a loud game, it takes that one.
Yeah,
Because the other games are more turn based.
Mm-hmm. This one more party-ish, I guess.
Yeah, out of all the games that are like code names, this is probably the party one.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess if you have a lot of people, this one probably caters to them a lot. I don't know. What do you think? Because I like code names at 6. I wouldn't want to have like 10 with 10, but you could do this 10 with 10 on 10 very okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It would just be a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of guessing, a lot of
Yeah. So anyway, fun thoughts. Anybody?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I liked it. I'll keep my copy.
Yeah, it was all right. I would play it again. This seems like a game I would play at a party or at a convention or something. But
Sure.
we're probably not going to bust it out very often.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that is Word Slam.